Well, we stocked up in Monganui and had a disappointing turmeric latte. So now we're off to Taupo Bay, which is our next stop. So we've booked in for a few days here. It's Auckland anniversary holiday weekend. So each region in New Zealand's got a particular day in the year when it celebrates its anniversary. And even though it's called Auckland holiday weekend, it also affects Northland as well. So there's a good chance that there'll be quite a lot of people at the beach and in the campsite over this weekend. So we'll hopefully manage to find a spot and have a good time there. Well, here we have a lovely Northland beach. So this is Taupo Bay, about 4 hours north of Auckland. Okay, so we've got quite a lot of action going on at the beach this morning, with people bringing their boats out to go out for a day of fishing. And this brings back memories for me of when I had a boat, which, on this sort of stage in the day, launching the boat and in particular bringing it back out of the water, wiped about 10 years off my life, I reckon, the stress level. It's that, I mean, my boat was heavier. These are aluminium boats, and I was always worried about it sinking into the sand. And as you can see, these guys are using tractors. I was using a car, which didn't help. But these guys look as though they know what they're doing. There you go, one very old tractor, probably done lots of hours on a farm, and now it's working here on the beach. And they've even got a plastic chair in there for somebody to sit on, but they've done a good paint job. So while Fassi does some of the stretching and a pretty nice location, let's have a bit of a chat. So we arrived last night and we had a bit of a conversation about this place, saying that if we live, for example, in central Auckland and we felt the need to get away, it would be great to come up to somewhere like this, or actually come up here for 3 or 4 nights and bring the van. And Vassie was saying quite rightly that it's 4 hours north of Auckland, and there's lots of nice beaches closer to Auckland in Northland than coming here. And yeah, she's right. So Whangarei, which is a couple of hours north of Auckland, has got some really nice beaches along the Tutakaka coast, and Mangawhai, which is even closer to Auckland, maybe about an hour and a half north, has got a lovely, really long beach. So I think there's a good chance we might not come back here for a while, so we'll make the most of it while we're here. I checked the sea temperature yesterday evening. It was just over 22, which is borderline just about okay. Bit of a shock to the system when you get in. It's actually a bit cooler this morning, which surprised me. I'm surprised how much it lost its temperature overnight, but hopefully it'll warm up again. It's a nice sunny day, so this afternoon, all being well, I'll have my first dip in the sea of 2020. Okay, the time has come. First dip of the year. It's quite breezy actually. I think I'm going to get a bit cold here, but I'm committed. Once you're in, it's actually not bad. I've just checked the temperature, it's 23.5, which is, yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, if you're brought up in England like I was, 23.5 is unheard of. So, yeah, you just get a bit spoiled, I guess, when you are lucky enough to swim where it's nearly 30 degrees. That is very pleasant, but this is okay. Time for my second dip of 2020, but definitely yours first. Mind you, that's being optimistic that you're actually going to get in. I think the jury's out. We'll see. I think there's a big wave coming, and there is. Let's wait for the big wave again. Just as well my sunglasses float. We had a great time at Taupo Bay. It's a really lovely place to stay. The weather was brilliant and the sea was nice and warm, so despite the wave wiping me out and flipping my sunglasses off, you may have picked up the spluttering narrative on the video about me being grateful that the sunglasses floated, so I did manage to retrieve them. So yeah, it was a great time, and a bit reluctantly we left there and headed south to Whangarei. So both Fassi and I have spent many years living in Whangarei, so we know that place well, but I've not spent much time actually on the beaches north of Whangarei. So if you head from sort of northeast from Whangarei, you get to Ngururu and then the Tutakaka coast. So we're going to stay with Jane and Johnny, a couple of friends in Ngururu, and hopefully we'll also get the opportunity to head up to Whale Bay, which is a bit further up the coast. Looks a long way on the map, but it's only 15-20 minutes from Tutakaka in the car, and it's from recollection just a really attractive beach. We've come about 2 hours south of Taupo Bay and we're around the Tutakaka coast now, which is near to Whangarei. It's actually a public holiday today, so a lot of people are obviously come down the beach. It's a beautiful day, and that water looks really inviting. And what we started off with was a bit of New Zealand entertainment on the beach, I guess. Being pulled along on a piece of old carpet by a very old tractor. Maybe they'll come back in a minute and we'll get another look. And the tractor's heading back. I can see why Vassi was saying we don't have to go to Taupo Bay. There's heaps of other nice beaches in Northland. I mean, this is just stunning. And you probably can't pick this up that well, but over on the far coastline, there's just beach after beach after beach. This big one that possibly you can see now in the distance, that's the beach on the far side of the Nungaroo sandspit, and we're actually staying in Nungaroo, but the tide's out at the moment, which is why we're not swimming in the estuary there. We're going to go in the water here and we're going to check the temperature out. Oh.
Here you go. The two brave swimmers enter a bit cold, but enjoying it. Okay, so oh look, a tiny plankton. Looks like a mini jellyfish. Wow. It's just swimming around. Don't eat any.
Nasty Mediterranean water.
Really? So we're having a bit of a debate here about the trade-off between temperature and cleanliness of the water. And we're saying, you know, the Mediterranean, 28, 29 degrees in the summer is very pleasant. And Jane's saying, yeah, but it's pretty yucky. But I guess we don't do things like headstands and handstands in the water, so look at the colour of that water. That's just beautiful. We've just done a slight detour off the track down to the beach because you just get some amazing views from here. The colour of that sea is just beautiful. Okay, I'm not sure if you picked that up, but Cassie's saying the smell of the manuka as well, which is what these little bushes are. And then actually that's the beach, that's Whale Bay Beach that we're going to drop down to. Just idyllic. But you do need to be ready for the whole day down here, because there's certainly no food or drink concessions down here. The tide's just about completely in, so there's not a lot of beach. And here's the beach. Finally made it. Well, Whale Bay didn't disappoint. It's as beautiful as I remember it. Such a stunning location, lovely place to walk down to. And that's a fitting end to our trip around the east coast of Northland. We've definitely enjoyed Whale Bay, the Tutakaka coast and Taupo Bay, but I don't think we'll be heading back to the Kerikeri Peninsula in a hurry, and maybe at some point we'll get back to Kerikeri as well. That's quite a nice place to stop and just do a little bit of walking and exploring. So hope you enjoyed the trip around Northland. Beautiful.